G'day everyone, Chris from Death Row Skateboards here. Welcome to the Sore Loser Show. We're at Fronside, north of Newcastle, New South Wales, and we're going to learn how to frontside feeble. Some tips for a front feeble would be the frontside 50-50 slappy. You could optionally learn the frontside board slide as well. We're going to be doing this trick tip on a single-sided curb, a curb with a deck on top, whereas you can do them on double-sided curves, but you're more likely to slip into a frontside board slide. So it would be best to kind of know how to get out of that or be prepared for a potential slam on a double-sided curb by knowing frontside board slides. As for hardware for the frontside feeble, it doesn't really matter what you're skating. You can skate a big 10.5-inch board like this with 10-inch trucks and rails. It's not going to make the trick necessarily easier for you. You can skate it on an 8.6 with a lot smaller trucks. Rails don't necessarily help with the frontside feeble because most of the contact with your actual deck is on the edge here. So another trick tip for the frontside feeble is using a lot of wax. So in this scenario, we've got a single-sided curb with a deck. We want to make sure we've got wax on top of the deck where our wheels will drag along. So we want to alleviate the resistance there. We want a lot of wax on top of the edge of the curb where the pinch is happening and our wheel is dragging along the top of the curb. So we want to make sure that's well lubricated. And for 10-inch trucks, you may find that you're actually catching on the road. So a bit of wax right in the crevice here for 10-inch trucks will basically prevent the wheel at the bottom from catching on the road, enabling you to frontside feeble to the end of your curb. This is not an issue for, say, something with 9-inch trucks. You'll find that the wheels don't actually catch on, say, a normal side curb, but for 10-inch, you want wax on the ground and keep it greasy. All right, through the magic of foot hands, we're going to set up like a frontside 50-50. I like to have my feet in the pocket of the kicks at both ends, and I like to keep the inner bolts visible. And the only difference between frontside slappy and the front feeble is putting more preference or more body weight on the toes of your back foot, as it's a toe side grind. So that's the back foot. The front foot, we want to keep that clear of the curb on both sides of the skateboard. So we want to keep it inside the skateboard deck, usually a little bit back from the front trucks. But essentially, back foot's in the pocket, your front foot's in the middle of the board, and all the front foot is essentially doing is guiding the skateboard deck throughout the grind. So as for approaching the curve for a frontside feeble, we could approach it at a 45 degree. I like to approach it a little bit tighter than that, let's say 35, for sake of argument, because the idea is to get yourself up onto the curb, which is the trickiest part of the grind, and then have our body weight travel along the curb. So the slightly tighter angle will help you carry the grind a little bit further than essentially bashing in at a 45 degree and potentially going straight over the curb. So angle plays a big part of this, especially on a double-sided curb, and that's why I think it's important to learn frontside board slides. With our feet set up for a frontside feeble, we're approaching at, say, 35 degrees. We're leaning back. So this is all on our heels at the moment. We're leaning back, lifting the front truck to either bash up or just lap over the top of the curb. And we're waiting for that top wheel of your back truck to get clearance on top of the curb. And once it does, we want to shift our weight from the heels to our toes. And we want to create that pinch between the deck, the wheel, and the curb itself. So that's going to keep us locked in. So all our weight is essentially in this pocket of the skateboard. Our weight is leaning back, so we've got that clearance. And then we're shifting our weight on top of the skateboard and pinching down, and momentum should carry us across the curb. The idea of keeping your front foot in the middle of the deck and just guiding the skateboard here is to prevent your heel coming over and sticking on the curb. That's going to cause you to be pitched forward. So we really want to make sure our front foot is either pointing in the middle of the skateboard, where keeping our skateboard in the frontside feeble position. Your back foot's pinching to hold that grind. Our body weight is on this end of the skateboard. The front foot's really doing nothing except for guiding. And then coming out is the easiest part of learning front feebles. So we can learn getting out of the trick first before actually doing the grind. So set your board up in a front feeble position. Put your front foot on top of the deck, clear of the curb, and we're going to do the pinch with our toes. And once we're in that pinch, we're just going to turn our shoulders where we want to go and kick turn at the same time. Our waist will follow our shoulders. So getting into the grind, that's the easiest part of the frontside feeble. All right, so now that you have all the pieces for learning frontside feebles, let's take it to train side and see what the possibilities are and the different ways of coming out of a frontside feeble.
Okay, guys. So that is how to slappy frontside feeble grind. Thank you so much to Chris from Death Breath Skateboards for helping me out and filming that one. Two reasons. I can't really do that trick very consistently, and also I had just had a lot of dental work done. I couldn't really speak properly. I still can't really speak properly, but yeah, he really helped me out on that one, kind of saved my ass, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more guest presenters do things like how-tos or spot checks or something like that, just let me know in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching, appreciate you guys liking and subscribing, hint hint, and until next time, my name's Damo, Soul Loser Show, out.